It has been 1 year since the most highly anticipated consumer drone ever was released, the Mavic 2 Pro. Now 1 year later, has it lived up to all of the hype? Well, personally, I think that it has. So what I did is I came up with 51 reasons that I think this is still the best drone that you can buy, and also why it's going to continue to hold that crown up to a year and maybe even longer from now. So let's get to them. Welcome everyone. If this is your first time here, my name is Russ and this is 51 Drones. On this channel, you're going to find content mostly about high quality camera drones, like tutorials and reviews, comparisons, things like that. But I also do some other tech related reviews. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and click on the subscribe button and the notification bell to join the community. So that's right. I actually did come up with 51 reasons that I think the Mavic 2 Pro is such a great drone and why it's going to continue to be such a great drone. But my first drone that I ever bought was the Mavic Pro, and that was back in 2017. And it was an awesome drone. It was revolutionary. It basically started my passion and my enthusiasm for flying drones. And it really was a great drone at the time. It still is, but it started a tidal wave of new drone owners. And what that showed me was a lot of people were interested in drones just like I was. And so what I wanted to do is continue to help educate people on how to fly a drone for the first time, what it's like to fly a drone, and all kinds of stuff like that. And so what I wanted to do is purchase more drones and put out more content. And so I ended up buying the Spark, which was great. It was fun to fly, but the image quality just wasn't there for what I wanted anyway. And so what I did is I sold it and I bought the Mavic Air. Now the Mavic Air was much improved over the Spark, but I really hated flying it because it was so loud. But then Master Airscrew came out with those stealth props and they were amazing. They made all the difference. And so I fly my Mavic Air quite a bit now. Usually I'm flying it in sport mode because it's so fun to fly. It's like flying an FPV drone. Okay, maybe not like flying an FPV drone, but it does fly pretty fast and it's really fun to fly. But the thing is, it still doesn't match the amazing beast that is the Mavic 2 Pro. The Mavic 2 Pro is just so good. And if you are still waiting for something better to come along, you're like putting it off, well, maybe there's something better coming. No, quit it. Nothing better is going to come, at least not this year and probably not even next year. Like, I don't think DJI is going to put anything out yet in 2019, possibly in 2020. If they do put something out yet this year, like for the holidays or something, it's not going to be anything close to the Mavic 2 Pro. I think they put everything into the Mavic 2 Pro. So here are the 51 reasons that I think the Mavic 2 Pro is still the king and why it's going to hold that throne for at least another year. Now these are in no particular order. I just kind of randomly put them together, but starting with some of my favorites. The first thing, that HASSELBLAD camera with the HNCS or HASSELBLAD Natural Colors Solution, I think is what it's called. No other drone has that. It's perfectly accurate color. It's really awesome. Number two is that 20 megapixel 1-inch CMOS sensor. Now, why is the CMOS sensor so great? Because it's low power and produces minimal heat, which is important when you're trying to conserve battery life. Even when you're shooting in 10-bit D-Log-M, and speaking of 10-bit D-Log-M, that's reason number three that the Mavic 2 is so great. The ability to capture more colors gives you just exceptional flexibility when it comes to post-production. It's kind of like giving a painter 984 million additional colors to work with when they are creating a masterpiece. Post-production is so much more fun with D-Log-M. The fourth reason is that adjustable aperture. You can shoot from f2.8 to f11, and this allows you to more easily adjust for different or changing lighting conditions. Number five is the quiet propellers. Now, this was not a priority for me when I first started flying, but now the more quiet the drone, the better. And the Mavic 2 Pro is the most quiet right out of the box. Number six is that onboard storage. You have 8 gigabytes of internal storage for those times, those many, many times that you leave your micro SD card at home stuck in your computer. I don't know how many times that has saved me. Number seven is the obstacle avoidance that works like alien technology. It really works. 10 sensors covering all directions. And for new pilots, this is huge. I don't know how I actually survived without it before. Number 8 is OcuSync 2.0. With over 100 flights on the Mavic 2 Pro, I can count on one hand how many times I have lost connection with it. Number 9, 31 advertised minutes of flight time. But let's be real, I probably average around 24 minutes max, which is still pretty amazing for a drone of this size. Number 10, 44 miles per hour top speed. It kind of feels like a racing drone in sport mode. It's not quite like the Mavic Air, but it is pretty fast and it does sound incredible. All right, we're gonna switch up the scenery a little bit because it's just too nice to be inside making a video today. So number 11, the sleek design and the look of the Mavic 2 Pro. It just looks great. It's like the Model S of the drone world. Number 12, related to that, it's foldable design. One of the biggest reasons that I don't like the Phantom series is because they're so big and bulky. And you can fit the Mavic 2 Pro just about anywhere. I mean, it's 8.5 by 3.5 by 3.5 inches, and it folds up real nice. Number 13, I love the LED landing light. Even in low light conditions, the Mavic 2 Pro can land perfectly. And then also you can use that light for some creative photography and imagery. Number 14, precision landing. In my testing, 9 times out of 10, the Mavic 2 Pro will land by itself within a 2-inch radius. It is consistently precise. Number 15, I love the detachable control sticks. They are revolutionary, so simple, but revolutionary, and it's very valuable to have that ability to take those off, especially when you're trying to pack it into a cramped gear bag or even into your pocket. Number 16, the hyperlapse mode. Right in camera with no post-production necessary. You can produce high-quality hyperlapse videos that will amaze and impress. And then the variable controls for it, so cool. Number 17 is the battery indicator light ring. Another thing that is so simple and seems so insignificant, but it's so helpful when you're trying to choose a battery out of your bag. Number 18, dual frequencies. Auto switching between 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz always ensures that you have a connection. Number 19, 8 kilometers transmission range. Now, do we fly our drones that far away? No. But the fact that that signal is strong enough to do so is amazing. And then also the future, the possibility of being able to fly beyond visual line of sight is there if we need it. Number 20 is the APAS, or the Advanced Pilot Assistance System. Now, I thought when this came out at first on the Mavic Air that it was a little bit gimmicky, but there are actually situations where it can be very useful. This is the technology that drones of the future have. The next few items on this list are related to the controller. Of course, now that I decided to come outside and start shooting, it looks like it's gonna rain. So anyway, number 21, the LCD display on the controller. All of the information that you need is right there on the controller. So if you ever do happen to lose connection, you can still control your drone and know where it is. Number 22 is the quality of the antennas. I have moved these antennas, I don't know how many times, probably 1,000, but when I move them into position, they still stay put. Number 23, I love that the handles open far enough to fit in an iPad mini, so you don't need a tablet holder. Yes, tablet holders are nice to have, but sometimes you don't want to have so much gear. You want to try to keep your bag, not stuffed all the time. And so being able to put your iPad mini right in the controller is really nice. Number 24, the C1 and the C2 button functions are lifesavers. I just did a video on them. I'll put it right up here if you want to go ahead and watch it. They are 2 buttons that you should be using all of the time. Number 25, I really like having the option to auto sync your HD photos so you can instantly share them on social media. Number 26, half press to focus. I like that you can keep your hands on the controller instead of having to touch the screen all the time to focus. You can just half press that shutter button before you take the shot. Number 27 is the 5D button. There are so many ways to customize your controller on the Mavic 2 Pro, and the 5D button is amazingly useful. Number 28, long exposure photos. The Mavic 2 is so steady that you can take a 1-second exposure that comes out beautiful and sharp. Number 29, being able to fly in high winds. I have flown in 30-mile-per-hour winds with no effect on my video footage. It truly is amazing. It's rock steady. Another weather-related one, number 30, is flying in sub-zero temps. I have flown in -25 Fahrenheit, and the only effect was 40 seconds less than average flight time. Number 31, also related to weather, flying in very high temperatures. The Mavic 2 does an amazing job of cooling itself off, and heat has 0 effect on its performance. Number 32, blazing setup time. From bag to air, it's so fast, and this mitigates missing those moments that may come up unexpectedly. Number 33, related to that, is max ascent speed. You need to get up fast, switch it into sport mode, and you can climb at 16.5 feet per second. It's like a little rocket. Number 34, total flight distance on a battery, 11 miles. Now, not 11 miles away, but 11 miles total flying, and that's at 31 miles per hour average speed. Number 35, most people don't realize this, but the Mavic 2 can actually fly 5 kilometers above sea level. That means on your next trip to the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro, you can fly the Mavic 2 with no problems. Number 36 is tripod mode. Flip the switch and the amazingly steady Mavic 2 becomes even better. It's the ultimate in stabilized aerial footage. Number 37, Active Track 2.0. It locks on and stays on your subject. In a group of up to 16 people or objects, you can select one and the Mavic 2 can track it. Number 38, Point of Interest 2.0. It uses GPS to keep what you want in the center of the frame, and it works so much better than the first version of Point of Interest. Number 39, being able to shoot raw photos, which preserves all the details and allows you to edit to your heart's content. Number 40, I like that when you're shooting video, you can choose full field of view or HQ when you're shooting in 4K, because one might look better than the other depending on the situation. Number 41, auto exposure bracketing. Taking 5 shots at different exposures allows you to bring out every single detail, both in the highlights and the shadows of your photos. Number 42, flight data recording. Everything is recorded, and this is so useful. A good example is this past summer, a park ranger actually allowed me to fly within the park with the condition that I share the footage with him to make sure that I wasn't a deviant of some kind. So what I did is I went one step beyond that and I actually sent him the entire flight data so he could see that I wasn't looking in on people's campers. And that's going to ensure that I can fly there anytime I want now. Number 43, finger controlled gimbal. You can maneuver the camera on the Mavic 2 Pro by sliding your finger on the screen of your device. Super cool. Number 44, extended upwards camera angle. You can look up with the gimbal on the Mavic 2 Pro and not have the props showing in the frame. This can be very useful for inspections from below. Number 45, full screen view. You can hide all of those sometimes pesky, distracting icons on your screen simply by swiping up. It's really nice when you want to see everything clearly. Number 46, now this one is not about the drone specifically or the controller, but I think it's worth mentioning in this video, and that's all of the accessories available for the Mavic 2. Because it's such a popular drone, every company wants a piece of that accessory pie. So there's an amazing number of options out there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a list of my favorite accessories in the description of this video. Number 47, being able to fly over water with confidence. Now I fly over water quite often, and I always am confident that my Mavic 2 is coming home with me after a day on the lake. Number 48, I like that you can live stream directly from the drone. Now I haven't done it, but the concept of taking many people with you on your flight is very interesting to me. Now why haven't I done it? Honestly, I don't know, but I do want to try it. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you'd like to see from me. Number 49, and many will argue against this, but it's the price. For everything that this drone can do and for as long as it will last you, $14.99 truly is a great deal. I bought my Mavic Pro Fly More kit back in 2017 for $1,200, and this is 10 times the drone. Number 50, my son can fly the Mavic 2 Pro and feel confident that he won't crash it. This brings me great joy because I'm able to share the enthusiasm that I have for flying with him. And finally, reason number 51 that the Mavic 2 Pro is still the best drone to get is because I believe that even 2 years from now, it still will be one of the best drones that you can have. I mean, look at how many people are still flying their Mavic Pros almost 3 years later, and the Mavic 2 is so much better. So the biggest takeaway that I want you to get out of this video is that you need to stop waiting for something better to come along. You're wasting precious fun time and you're missing out on capturing some amazing aerials. I'm always excited for what DJI is going to release in the future, and there certainly will be a better drone someday, but I don't think it's going to be for a long time. So if you've been on the fence to get one, just do it. As always, you can find a purchase link in the description of this video, and I will always keep that link updated to the best deal that you can find online. Thank you so much for indulging me today. Let me know down in the comments if maybe there's something that I missed. Maybe there are actually 52 great things about the Mavic 2 Pro. That would really stink if there was. I'd have to make a whole new video. But anyway, let me know if there's anything that I missed. And if I give you anything of value today, please click on that thumbs up button on your way out. I want to thank you for watching today. As always, fly safe and fly smart.